Good morning, students. Political Science, Chapter 4. Chapter 8, Local Government is going on. Today, we will cover the topic 4, that is 74th Amendment. In last video, we discussed about the provisions of 73rd Amendment, and we discussed that 73rd Amendment is about the rural local bodies. Now, in the 74th Amendment is about the urban local bodies. Urban local body also known as municipalities and they also known as nagarpalikas. So, question is, what is an urban area? Big cities like Bombay, Faridabad, Delhi, it is very easy to identify the big cities. जो हमारे बड़े शहर हैं, बड़े अर्बन एरियाज हैं, इन्हें बहुत आसानी से वी कैन आइडेंटिफाई. We can say that these are the cities areas, but small urban areas, it's not easy to identify the small urban areas. Mainly we confuse between a village and a town. So in this situation, we need a clear definition of an urban area. To solve this problem, the Census of India define an urban area. According to this definition, an urban area as having the minimum population of 5,000. If any urban area, if its population is less than 5,000, then that area cannot be considered as the urban area. At least 75% of male working population engage in non-agricultural occupation. जितनी भी पॉपुलेशन है किसी विलेज के अर्बन एरियाज के अंदर, आउट ऑफ टोटल पॉपुलेशन एटलीस्ट 75% मेल ऐसे होने चाहिए दैट मस्ट बी वर्किंग इन नॉन एग्रीकल्चर एक्टिविटीज लाइक शॉपकीपिंग, इन टर्सरी सेक्टर, एनी फैक्ट्री, डॉक्टर, टीचर, एटसेट्रा. एंड द population density must be at least 400 per person per square kilometer area. So there are three conditions. First is its minimum population 5,000. Out of total population of male population, 75% male must be working in the, or they must be engaged in non-agricultural occupation or activities, and population density at least 400% per square kilometer area. These are the conditions to identify as the area as urban area or rural area. As per the census of 2001, nearly 28% of India's population, out of total India population, 28% populations live in the urban areas. अगर जो हमने कंडीशंस पढ़ी हैं टू डिफाइन है एनुअल एरिया, उसके बेसिस पर अगर हम देखें बेटा, सो आउट ऑफ टोटल पॉपुलेशन ऑफ इंडिया 28% ऑफ इंडियाज पॉपुलेशन लिव इन अर्बन एरियाज. इन इट इज अबाउट मोर देन 30% अकॉर्डिंग टू सेंसस 2011. सो डाटा कैन बी वेरी इन योर बुक, बट अकॉर्डिंग टू 2001 इट इज अबाउट 28%. About 2011 or 2020 it can be vary. So it means we have discussed the amendment 73rd and 74th. In both these other amendments, they both look like a repetition, except one thing, that 73rd amendment belong to the rural area and it's belong to the urban area. Otherwise, other provisions of the 74th amendments are same as the 73rd amendment. So now we will discuss about the other provisions of the 74th amendment. First is direct election. As we have discussed in the 73rd amendments, the members of all three structures, there are 3 tiers: gram panchayat, taluka panchayat और जिला परिषद. The members of all 3 institutions are directly elected by the common citizens. In the 74th amendment also, all the members of Nagar Palikas or Mahanagar Palikas are directly elected by the people of that area. So the procedure of direct election is followed in the urban areas also at the local governments. We have discussed that in 73rd amendment that 1/3 seats are reserved for SC, ST, some seats are reserved for SC and ST and OBCs, and 1/3 seats are reserved for women. Same as similarly, in 74th amendment it is mentioned that in urban areas also at local government, 1/3 seats are reserved for women, and some seats also reserved for as scheduled caste and scheduled tribe peoples and other backward caste. How many seats will be reserved for SC, ST and OBC depend upon their population in that area or in that states. So reservation provisions also followed in the 74th amendment. Transfer of subjects. Already we have discussed in the 73rd amendment about 29 subjects of state list have transferred to the local government, and these are listed, these subjects are listed in the schedule of the 11th schedule. In 74th amendment also, these 29 subjects which are related to the welfare of the local areas, the subjects are also transferred to the local government in urban area. These subjects also mentioned in the 11th schedule. Independent State Election Commission also fulfill the function, complete the function of the elections in the urban areas. So it is a duty of State Election Commission to hold the elections for the urban area also at the local government. रूरल एरियाज और अर्बन एरिया दोनों के इलेक्शन स्टेट इलेक्शन कमीशन ही कंप्लीट कराता है. एंड स्टेट इलेक्शन कमीशन इज ऑटोनोमियस in his functioning. State Finance Commission also consider the financial situation or condition of the urban areas as well as rural areas. In 73rd amendment we have discussed that it consider the financial report, prepare the financial report of rural areas, but as well as the rural areas, it also look after the financial condition of the urban areas. So all other provisions of 7th amendments also imply to the amendments of 74th. So we can say that in urban area also same features of these amendments are followed, and these amendments are proved very beneficial for the development of local areas in rural, which are known as panchayat institutions, and in the urban areas also, which are known as nagar palikas. That's all for today, students.